to anyone who is just waiting, this is Full Time Devils. We're going to be giving you your phone in very, very soon. But make sure you give us a call, 0345 111 7625. The number is below. Manchester United winning 2-0. Me, Dave Scott, aka R-Kid, with you in a couple of minutes for your phone in. And I think just like that, we're live. It's R-Kid, it's Joe McGrath, it's Full Time Devils, Manchester United beating Burnley 2-0. The thoughts of myself, the thoughts of Dave, the thoughts of you, all to come in this next 45-minute period whilst the fans come outside of that epic win, you might say, for United, 2-0 away at Burnley. So I had McCall having a chat with all the United fans out there, but now it's time to have a chat with you, the United fans around the world. Wherever you want to call from, do come and have a chat with us on 0345 111 7625. The number is in the description and I'll put it in the comment section as well. We've already got a couple of callers ready to take your calls. We're here for the next 45 minutes. It's Full Time Devils. It's a Manchester United win at a game you might think it could have lost.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your thoughts then?
For me, I'll just put it on Twitter then. For me, that's as big a win as the Spurs or Man City game for me, because to go after the Newcastle game, I thought Newcastle gifted us a couple of goals on Boxing Day. So to go to Burnley, Pogba being left out, and there was a lot of hoo-ha about that before the game. We completely dominated possession throughout the match. We've had our question marks over that this season. Clean sheet. David De Gea made a fantastic save. Young Brandon Williams, absolutely fantastic. I can't see how Luke Shaw, apart from when Brandon gets a rest now, how he gets back into that side. He's absolutely phenomenal. Martial and Rashford again on the goal scoring sheet. It's a fantastic performance.
In terms of them two getting on the goal scoring sheet, there was a lot of, some might say, questions around them two scoring in the games against Burnley, getting the goals against the lesser sides. I mean, they can show up against City and Tottenham, that's good, but to score them goals and get them goals, you know, in the back of the net for United, that's something positive for us to see. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, this is why I think it's as important as the City and Spurs game. It's because we know we can win pretty. Do you know what I mean? We know when we can play free flowing football, that's fine. We can win games like that. But to win ugly and still score goals, both Martial and Rashford took their goals really well. And there was a lot. They were feeding on scraps for a lot of the game, and that's what we expect from Burnley. But listen, that's a fantastic performance. That's a Burnley side that's playing really well as well.
Yeah. So we're going to get your calls 0345 111 7625. Coming over, you say, and we go to Toby first. Hi, Toby. You okay?
Hi, Toby.
Toby, you there? Oh, 1 second. Let me just get Toby. Toby, you there?
Toby.
Hello, Toby. You're through to Full Time Devils. Go on then, talk to us. What do you think about that game?
Sorry. Yeah, I think it was good. It shows the fans that we can actually go out there and play against smaller teams. We absolutely dominated them today. Absolutely dominated them in possession, shots, all the other things. And yeah, it just shows that we can play against smaller teams as well.
Yep.
And also, Brandon Williams was absolutely fantastic. That's like really nice to see that we have academy players coming through all the time, like up to United standards. I mean, for about 4 or 5 games on the trot, he's been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's been really good this season. Were you surprised at the lineup when Pogba didn't start then, Toby? Were you a bit nervous when you seen the lineup?
I was a bit nervous that he wasn't even in the subs as well.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous with that, but as the game went on, I kind of saw what Ollie wanted to do. He wanted to experiment with a new squad and all of that. So at the beginning I was a bit cautious, why hasn't he brought him on? But at the end of the game I saw what he was doing and I thought, okay, maybe we don't need Pogba every single game. Maybe we can rely on Fred or the other people in midfield that play today.
Yeah, I thought Pereira had a good game. He's been coming up for a lot of stick, but his ball for Martial was fantastic.
Yeah. The thing with Pereira is, I think it's a bit too late for him to really get a boost, because I don't know, he's already 25 or 26, I think, and with Van Gaal, Mourinho, they didn't really use him properly, and I think Solskjaer is trying to use him as more as possible, but he's using him as a youth player, kind of not using him some games. He made his debut about five years ago.
Yeah.
As well, he made his debut about 5 years ago. So he was good. He was very good today, but I just think.
Yeah, he's not going to be long term, is he? I think I should give you credit when his credit's due, though.
Yeah, hey, Toby, can you tell us then we're going into a game against Arsenal? I mean, who knows what's going to happen in that game? You get more confident as the results pick up like this, do you, as a United fan?
Yeah. I mean, when you lose against, when you win, for example, when you won against City, that really boosts your confidence. But when we lose against, for example, when we draw, for example, against Sheffield United, it doesn't really boost your confidence at all. But since we've beaten Newcastle, we've beaten Burnley, it gives us a boost for the Arsenal game, which United fans really need as well. With those 3 points, we are now, I think, 1 point away from a top 4 spot, which is absolutely crazy to think that is still a possibility. Toby, Mint Caller, starting off the show, thank you very much for getting in touch. 0345 111 7625. We've got to go around the world now for a bit. I'm sure you can join us on the comment section as well, wherever you're watching. Come and say hello. We're going to go to America and always kick off with Sam. How you doing, Sam?
Hi, Sam.
Pretty good, boys. How you doing?
Very well, mate. I mean, it's an away win against Burnley.
Yeah, it was all right for me. I think, looking at it, there was a bit of scrappiness, sort of similar to Burnley last year when we came back from 2-0 down, and there wasn't a single sole creator for me, but rather, the whole team trying to stick together. And we talk about the consistency for top 4, and I'm still not sure that we'll be able to piece it together, but for now, that sort of team spirit is keeping us afloat, especially with the absence of McTominay.
Yeah, it was a real dogged performance, wasn't it, going into the game, especially with the Pogba not making this starting lineup or the subs bench.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you make of that, Sam?
No, honestly, Sam's mate here, but honestly, if I had to use one word to describe United's performance today, it has to be resiliency. Some questionable calls from the ref, players going down right and left, but nonetheless, Burnley looked threatening a couple of times, but the lads dug in. And, we come away with a goal in the first half, and then we get one right at the death. Today it really showed that United spirit that we've all come to love. They just would not go quietly. And, we did get the result. And, it's really looking promising, especially after our track record this season where, after quick teams we should be beating by quite a decent margin. we're coming away with a result like this when we haven't done that consistently throughout the season. So resiliency has to be the word for me.
Yeah, definitely. So we're looking into January now, and I think we're a point behind Chelsea. We're in fourth, so obviously it's looking like us versus them for fourth spot if we keep the consistency up. Chelsea are going to be allowed back in the transfer market in January. Do you think? Can you see United dipping in and buying anyone this January? And if so, who would you buy?
I honestly, it's going to be, that's questionable, really. I mean, we hear the rumors that are going around here and there, but I would like Christensen from Spurs, to get that consistency in the midfielder, someone who's experienced the Prem, and somebody who can, kind of endow what he's learned upon the young guys. So that would be quite something to see, but, it might be wishful thinking for now, but nonetheless, hopefully, if we do buy someone, hopefully it's somebody of that caliber, especially to where we can work the ball up the midfield. But we do have today to look for as a sign of hope. Hopefully, we just don't get complacent in the coming fixtures, because we have some very staunch opposition coming up.
Yeah, we do, including the Arsenal game. What's your predictions on that then, Sam?
I'll actually give it 2-0 United. I think Arsenal, just they're absolutely falling apart at the back. You talk about Granit Xhaka, he might be on his way out. I think there's a really, really good opportunity to just absolutely pick them apart. And for me, if we can't take advantage of that, I'm not sure where we go from here in terms of top four. But score prediction, I'll give it 2-0 United.
Sam, it's always a pleasure to have a chat with Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
Sam, are you becoming our lucky charm now? Sam used to call up, we used to get beat all the time. Now he calls up and we get away wins at Burnley. I mean, who knows what that means? Right, from America, this is why Full-Time Devils and fan channels in general are sticking up for them here are just wonderful things, so we can speak to you wherever you may be. We go from America to Australia and we speak to Mark. How you doing, Mark? You all right?
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Mark, you don't sound like you're from Australia, Mark.
No, I'm actually a Yorkshire Red. I've been here about 8 years, just over.
Whereabouts in Australia are you calling from then, Mark?
In Tasmania.
Oh, in Tasmania.
Hobart.
So, what time is it?
It's coming up 9 o'clock in the morning now.
Oh, so a nice little early morning came then, was it, for you?
Yeah. I tweeted the other day, I thought the Burnley game was at 1 o'clock Monday AM, and I always usually get up and watch them and then go to work knackered, but then I realised, 6:45, get in there.
So Mark, what is it you enjoyed about that game, Mark?
Two things, I thought. Well, obviously, the way lads stuck together, but I think the introduction of Williams was spot on. Mm-hmm. I really, really, really like this kid. I like his tenacity. I like the way he attacks. I think it's just perfect for what we need. And also, Andreas' pressing and his pass to Martial it needs credit.
Yeah,
it needs credit, I think, because I know a lot of people get on at him and his decision making and all things like that. But that to me was just perfect. You know?
I think his problem sometimes
as well. Come at the right time.
I think his problem sometimes is when he's got too much time on the ball and he has too many options to think about the ball. The ball from Martial was very sort of instinctive, wasn't it? The way he just passed it out.
Yeah.
What did you make when you saw the team?
It was really good.
And there was no Pogba in the team. No starting. Not even on the bench at all.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised at that, to be honest. I tweeted, I'm really glad that Williams started. That for me, that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
And I also said, look, we need a big game from Andreas and James today, which I thought we got. I know a lot of people have a go at James and things like that, but I thought he did all right. He causes a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it was great for Rashford's goal at the end.
Yeah, and what I thought was it, Pogba. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just 50-50 with it. I just don't know what to make of it. It's I don't know. I think if he's fit, then he should be starting, or he should at least be on the bench. So I don't know. I don't know with it, to be honest.
Yeah, it'd be interesting against Arsenal to see if he does stay. You'd think he'd be on the starting lineup if he's been rested today.
Yeah, indeed, mate. I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Are you got work today?
No, it's Sunday now, so I've got my
Oh
day
yeah,
off.
it's Sunday. It's Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. Right? I don't even know what day it is. Quick little prediction then for the game against Arsenal. Two sides that I was watching. If you don't know, you've seen it, but Gary Neville does the sort of soccer box, whatever it's called.
Yeah, he's got one Wayne Rooney recently.
The Wayne Rooney one's brilliant. They sit down and watch the glory days of United, and you often see the glory days of Arsenal. We've fallen a bit, but still a fixture we look forward to, isn't it, Mark? And what do you think the score might be?
Yeah. Well, my best mate back in England, Loz, he's a big Arsenal fan. So, but the worst thing about it is it's a Monday 7 o'clock kick-off in the morning, and that's when I start bloody work. I don't want to miss that one.
Do you want to send a message to your Arsenal mate Loz, and we can clip it up and send it to him?
Get it right up here.
Legend Mark calling from Australia. What a legend he is, giving us a call. And where have you calling from? Let us know in the comment section as well. Whereabouts are you watching this from? And if you want to, give us a call 0345 111 7625. We have got we just had Mark there from Australia. We will have Dan in Blackburn coming up, but now we're going to go to Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Hi, Matt.
Hey guys,
Hey Matt, love to speak to you, man. You're through to Full Time Devils. United are winning 2-0 away at Burnley. What are you saying, Matt?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point to all of the Ollie Out Brigade that probably crawled back under their rocks. Is that for all the criticism that Ollie's getting, our team's constantly evolving. Like if you look at the last two games against Newcastle, especially Rashford's goal, we're scoring goals that we didn't used to score, and now against Burnley, we would definitely lost that game the end of last season or the beginning of this. So we're doing things that we couldn't be doing before, and Ollie's always improving the team. So I really don't get the Ollie Out people. I think he's doing an absolutely fantastic job.
And when you listen to the Ollie Out Brigade, what sort of, as well as seeing what the future could be like, you've just got to think as well about the players that he's got as well, the youngsters that he's playing with. You look at, the top line of our attack, the still young strikers who have got their prime to come. So there is a lot of, and obviously bringing in players like Williams. That's obviously for you as a United fan, man. That's obviously. And for me as United fan, a positive sign that no matter what, he's bringing through players that will be the future of United for years to come.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone talks about the class of 92, and obviously that was great for United. But we've got like 10 of our 11 or something ridiculous at some point we can field that are under 23. If we keep a hold of them and they all reach their potential, we're going to have like 5 of the best top 10 players in the world in 6 or 7 years' time. Like, they're all going to be the best players in their position if they continue what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, like, amazing. We just have to have a bit of faith. I mean, maybe I'm getting a bit carried away because we did lose to Watford the other day. But, the potential is there. And if half of them reach their potential, we're going to have an amazing team. But you just need to have a little bit more faith and, patience. And I think the Ollie Out Brigade are really good at having patience when we beat City and Tottenham, but not so much when we lose, which isn't what patience is.
Yeah. One person I want to bring up about Fred. So Fred's been on the pitch, and a lot of times this season for United, some inconsistent games, but he's coming into a bit of form recently, and you think to yourself, maybe that's the reason why we spent money on him. Have you thought that about Fred?
Yeah, I think that he came from the Ukrainian League. I know he played in the Champions League, but to come from the Ukrainian League to the Premier League is a big jump. And then first season he played under Mourinho, when Mourinho was spitting out his dummy, which isn't exactly ideal. Then he played under Ollie when he was still learning the ropes. So he's not exactly had the most easy start to life at United. And pair that with the fact that he's playing alongside Matic, who was looking really old, and then Pogba, who's looking like he didn't care at some points, and then looking like he did at others. So it's the far from ideal start for Fred's United career. Yep. And I think now that he's got a bit of consistency, he's actually shown he is a half decent player. And I didn't totally write him off. I didn't think he was brilliant, but I think he's become a lot better. And even Andreas Pereira, who drives me crazy sometimes, is actually doing well, really well sometimes. I think if Ollie was just to say, don't ever shoot, you're not allowed to shoot, whatever you do, then I think Andreas would be a decent player, because he can pick out a pass sometimes, and he's got great energy and pressing, but
he just can't shoot and doesn't realise it.
It was a good, great ball from him today, wasn't it, from Pereira?
Pereira's pass to Martial was fantastic.
I think Pereira's pass was one of the highlights of the game. I mean, David De Gea kept a clean sheet as well. If we were looking through the team, some people saying, do you give David De Gea a bit of a rest? What's your opinions on David De Gea at the moment? I mean, your clean sheet, maybe a positive momentum going into Arsenal, another clean sheet there. We might just get David De Gea back to being the David De Gea we know.
I think anyone that criticises David De Gea has got a very short memory. We would have been a mid-table team for all of Van Gaal's era, most of Mourinho's as well, if it wasn't for David De Gea.
Yeah.
If he wants to let him do 5 mistakes this season and 5 mistakes next and 5 mistakes the season after, then he's earned that right by being the best goalkeeper in the world for such a long time.
Definitely.
And I mean, the mistake was it against who was it the mistake against where he just completely didn't catch the ball? That was a shocker. But I do think that when he's not punching the ball from crosses as well as as well as other goalkeepers, that's not his strength.
No.
And when you got big centre halves, you need them to take a bit more responsibility. I think in time, maybe Maguire will do that a bit more because it is still his first season.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think in time that won't be a problem.
Yeah, De Gea's save today was like him back to his shot stopping best, wasn't it? That was a perfect save today.
Yeah, it was a class save. Matt, thank you very much for giving us a call and having a chat with us on the takeover. Matt's given us a call on 0345 111 7625. He's coming on a chat with us about Manchester United. He's coming to have a chat with us about the 2-0 win against Burnley. We've also got Sean who's ready to have a chat with us, but we're going to go to Dan. How you doing, Dan? Dan in Blackburn. We've just seen United win 2-0 against Burnley. Maybe you would have thought 10 years ago this would have been an easy one for United, but things change, and you look at it and you think to yourself, actually a good win for Manchester United with good performances from the players that we want to be playing well.
Yeah, it certainly was. Happy Christmas, by the way, lads.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
Yeah, it was a game. I think we all had our sort of reservations about it. It was a game you could have seen as possibly drawing. Kind of felt like that could have happened, but fortunately, we kept on going and we got that second goal. I wanted to mention, as I think everybody is doing, about Brandon Williams. I mean, it sort of shown it for me when Shaw came on the pitch, and he had a couple of attacks when we went up that side. And when he gets to the box, it's like he just doesn't know what to do with the ball. I don't know what Luke Shaw's point is going forward at all. It just he does nothing. It just doesn't. He doesn't affect. He slows the game down. If anything, there's no real cohesion working with anyone else. And Brandon Williams just looks energetic. He looks. He's got that sort of attitude about him that I can see other fans will absolutely hate because he's a bit of a. Can I say?
He's got a bit of bite in him, hasn't he?
Say whatever you want in this one.
Yeah, he's got a bit of that about him, which is good to have because I kind of think that one of the things I feel that United have missed for many years now is players that are a bit like that. We seem to have all too nice players, they all seem to be apologetic, it's nice to have a bit of a
shithousery.
Shithousery. Someone to just be a bit of a Keno type shithouse.
Yeah, Keane, and we've had few, and Rooney was like that, and I think you need a bit of that attitude in there, and he's showing it. And the other one I was going to mention was James. The thing that surprised me is his actual passing. I knew he was fast. I'd seen the clips of him, and that was obvious. But I just didn't realise how good he would be at his decision making. He just seems to know, when to pass it and when to run with it. And he plays with his speed. There was a couple of them fouls where he's literally waiting for them to come, and he just nicks it away and gets that foul and lies down for a bit, and buys us a bit of a time and stuff. And I just think his intelligence for such a young lad, that's been really surprising as well. And just the last thing I was going to say was listening to the last caller. I'm not Ollie in or Ollie out, but I think that just to throw a bit of perspective on it, we are looking at a position where when previous managers have come in, they're actual goal was to, what they were told they had to do when they came to the club was win a title. Win Champions League. We were Manchester United, and these are the things that we were aiming for. So, it's kind of like, I'm not saying he's not doing well, but I'm saying you've got to keep doing well if you want to be there, because this is Manchester United. It's not a case of just like, oh, well, look what he's done. We've got in the top 4. I mean, I don't even want to mention them, but you look at that team at the top,
yep,
and you look at how far away they are. That's what we're aiming for, and that's where we need to be. And yes, I know he's not had enough time transfer window wise and all that, but I'm just leveling it out and putting a bit of perspective on it. That it needs to keep going this, and it needs to keep getting better, because that's where Manchester United should be, and hopefully we are heading in that direction at last.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. We do have to take it sort of in the context of the whole season, and I think that Solskjaer will be judged when it comes to May, where we end up. But I mean, even the most ardent Ollie Out person must be able to see the sort of makings of the players like James and Williams, both, like I said, intelligence beyond their years. So we do have, depending on the Pogba situation, and then we do need to make some signings, and I think they're going to be pretty critical moving forward to next season.
Yeah.
Dan,
yeah, definitely.
Dan, thank you very much for giving us a call, mate. It was meant to speak to you.
Right.
I know
Nice
we've had a
one,
good
Dan.
Christmas, Dan. From Dan, we're going to go to Sean. How you doing, Sean? You all right?
Hi, Sean.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good, Sean. Sean, you're through to Full-Time Devils. What do you want to say?
Well, I'm just happy with today's performance. Well, not the whole performance, but I'm happy with the lads. They're going on the right track. Ollie's got them on the right track. That's all we got to say, really. Ollie's got them on the right track.
And is it? And what I was going to say about the players that you enjoyed seeing, was there any players in particular that you thought to yourself, these are coming under strength, and they're improving under Ollie?
I don't know if they're improving. He's got them ticking at the top level that he's going to get them ticking at. We just need to swap a few out now and get a few in, like a few quality, like Pereira and Fred. I don't think they're good enough. McTominay's doing his bits. He's a young lad, so he's one of our own. So I'll give him the chance to come through. But there's a few that need to go, and a few that need to come in. To be honest, like Fernandez, quality like that, really. Like, we're missing a few like key passes. We've got players just running around doing all sorts of just nonsense, really. Basically,
is there anyone
doing nonsense? Like, they're not managing the game. There's no men in it. Like the last caller was saying, Roy Keane and stuff. There's no man management. You know what I mean? Like Brandon Williams is showing him how to. He's bossing his own position on his own, and he's a little kid. But the rest of him is like, you can see when the ball goes in his square, he knows how to own his square, where the rest of them is like, you can see the trying stuff, the good tryers, that's what I call them, the good tryers, you know what I mean? And Ollie's got them the best tryers he can get them to. Rashford, Martial, they're the guys, like, they've got loads of talent, they're ready to kick on. Rashford's header last week, amazing, like,
yeah.
I've been criticising Rashford over his header in for a good year and a half now. And he's finally done a leap, a proper Ronaldo leap, got up there, red salmon, got his header in, and I was proud of him. So obviously he can kick on now and realise he can win a few headers and whatnot.
Yeah,
Martial's hold-up game's getting better.
Definitely.
He could be better. He's getting better, but he could be better. I don't know who else to talk about, really. I don't know, give me a question.
I know, I'll give you a question. Matic, is that one of the players you'd get rid of straight away if you had in charge of United?
Yeah. Matic is going to go. He looked a bit professional today. Like, you can see when he's on the ball and that, like, certain people, they just got that nous. That's the word I'm looking for, nous. Our strikers need that nous around the box. Harry Kane's got it, like, when to hold people off, when to hold the ball up, and you're just slowing people up so the rest of the team can come into play. And we're missing a bit of nous around the whole team, and that's what you need, your professional players.
I was going to say, final question for you, Sean, then what's the United-Arsenal score going to be?
2-2 as always, isn't it?
2-2, a little Desmond Tutu, is that it? Is that what you're going with? Sean, absolute legend for giving us a call, man. Thank you very much for spending time with Full Time Devils this evening. Real United fan, talking about United, having a chat with us Full Time Devils, United fans as well, in the build-up to the Fancams that'll be coming. So keep an eye on Full Time Devils. Make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to speak to Danny, is on the line. Hello, Danny. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you guys?
Very good, Danny. Right, so what happened then? United won 2-0 away.
Yeah, I know. I didn't expect it, especially at Burnley. I was expecting a draw at most, but to be honest, I watched it today, and that was a proper Manchester United performance. I mean, the first half he controlled the game. Pereira actually shocked me today, because when I seen him that he was starting, I was like, calamity. But the whole team pulled together. Brandon Williams made that position his own. Maguire, Lindelof literally winning every ball in the air. Just like, Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood, they are big lads. And to go up against them, just when Burnley were pumping in long balls and everything, it just was a gutsy Manchester United performance. The other benefit is that obviously we kept a clean sheet. We've not kept a clean sheet since mid-September. So hopefully, we've got some tough fixtures coming up now. We've got Wolves away, we've got Arsenal away, we've got Liverpool away. These are the games that are going to test us now to see if actually we can make that top four and have a good cup run in the FA Cup. For me, success this season is obviously getting that top four and having a good cup run in the FA Cup, and also, trying to get as far as into the Europa League. We have got Club Brugge in the next round, but obviously we've seen the teams that have dropped from the Champions League, so that'll be another test for this young side. To be honest with you, a couple of games ago I was saying Ole out, Ole out. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I'm not going to say Ole should stay, but this next month is going to be a really big deciding factor in whether he stays for the coming seasons, because obviously his record against the top six is up there, really up there. But obviously he just needs to improve. Like obviously we've seen the game against Watford, which was unexpected. Let's just say that from the performance that we got against Man City and Tottenham.
He made some bold decisions today, though. Obviously, with the amount of games that we've got over the Christmas period, for him to drop Wan-Bissaka, to give him a rest, and then not play Pogba as well, and to play Ashley Young at right back, and play Pereira and Fred, and bring Matic back into the team. That they are big decisions that do you know what I mean? And they have paid off. So I think we should. I've been critical of Ole myself, so we have to give credit where it's due.
I'm going to take my hat off to Ole. He took a risk today. He believed in that risk today. He believed that Brandon Williams could actually perform. When I seen that Pogba wasn't playing, and I seen the performance that he put in against Newcastle in the second half, I was a bit shocked. But we've just got to trust Ole in his decisions, and obviously, like you said, we just got to take our hat off to Ole and the management for actually believing in players like Matic, which I believe, I didn't expect him to start another Premier League game for Manchester United, because there was talk about him leaving in January. But to be honest with you, the risk that he's put in today shows that, some players that are on the bench can actually step up when needed. So that shows another thing about the squad depth. McTominay is injured, God knows for how long, but we've seen Pereira step up. Fred's just been amazing the past 4 or 5 games.
He's pulled his weight loads.
He has been absolutely amazing. So I think he's making that midfield position his own now, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of games. It'll be good games. It'll be a test. It'll be a test for all of us, even the fans. But let's hope that we can come through this, pushing for that top 4 position, maybe even 3rd position, because as we've seen, City are slipping up a bit. So obviously, if you just can get on a good run, maybe we can.
Who knows?
Who knows? Can you imagine, Danny? You've stirred a lot of pots there by suggesting in that. But you just never know in football, do you?
Yeah, at the end of the day, obviously I was telling you, I went to my girlfriend's house. That was the best day of my life.
My
best day of my life. I took a big W on that day. I took a big W. She took the L this time.
She's in a bad mood lately, isn't she?
Oh yeah, she hasn't been talking to me since. The W is the main thing.
The W always be the main thing.
yeah, let's just hope that obviously we can push on with these next couple of games, and let's just see the real Manchester United and push for that top three.
This is Danny caller of the day, mate. Love the passion. Danny's a legend, and he gave us a call there. Danny, thank you very much. Danny has given us a call. You can give us a call 0345 111 7625. We've got about 10 minutes left, so if you want to get your call in now, try it. Simba is on the line. How you doing, Simba?
Hi, Simba.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Calling us from America, of course. New York. Yeah. How are we?
I'm doing well. I had to call because usually a few weeks ago I called and I'm sorry, I can't cuss. I'm sorry. I went off on Ali.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I called a few weeks and I have to call today because I don't want to be that guy who only calls when we lose, just because that. But today I'm still not completely early in, but I would be an a-hole if we continue to put performances in like these and I didn't start to support him. What I think he did, I was so critical of the fact that he didn't bring Pogba, but when you saw how Burnley played, it just looked genius afterwards because Pogba would have been out for 4 more months if he had played this game. Yeah, because they were just kicking everybody. So I just have to commend him, man. I couldn't leave my TV. I was just watching the game. I was just on edge all game. You kind of feel like, okay, because if they had scored, oh my gosh, it would have just ruined my whole weekend. Yeah. But it was just one of those games. It was a professional performance. Yo, let me tell you something. That kid, Brandon Williams, is gonna be a Manchester United captain. Just the way he's not the most vocal player, but just the way he carries himself on the field. He is he's a leader, but not a vocal leader. You know what I mean? He looks like you would never tell this is his first season. No. He looks miles ahead of Luke Shaw, in my opinion. Yeah. He makes the runs. He's tenacious. He makes the tackles. He knows how to draw the fouls. Oh my God! I just hope that Oli realizes that this kid should be the first choice left back because he is miles ahead of Luke Shaw. But big up to Oli, man. I have to give it to him because I was very critical of him when I saw the starting lineup. I'm not gonna lie, but
Simba, I wonder. Do a little test for you now. So we've currently got about 70 likes on the video. Hit like if you're in Simba's boat, where you sort of thought to yourself, today could be a rough ride. I wonder if United can do it. Hit like if then Ollie has surprised you and changed your mind. We'll do a little experiment there. Whilst I've still got you, I'll hit like as well. Go on. What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just saying I just hit like too. So.
You've just hit like. What was I going to ask you about? His other players then. One of the callers today said there's some players he wants to get rid of. And is there any players that, one, you want to get rid of, and two, you'd love to see at Old Trafford, at United, playing for them in the second half of this season?
Well, I really want to see Jadon Sancho, and I want to see Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, I'm not 100% sold on Maddison. I see him, but I don't think he's as good as Bruno Fernandes is, in my opinion. I want to see, and Matic had a good game today, but I want to see him out. I just think this is that game that because he hasn't played for so long, he's going to come in, he's going to have a lot of energy. But you could see when he plays, if he plays consecutive games, he gets tired and he's so slow. Yeah. He had a lot of energy today because he hadn't played for a while. So I want to see Matic out. I would buy Phil Jones myself to get him out of my club. And I'm just hoping that we can get Sanchez off the books next season because I hear that we want to sell him for $25 million, but I don't know who's going to buy him. He's so injury prone. He's out of he's out of form. He's injury prone. He's toxic. I don't know. We might just have to pay him off and let him go. So those are the 3 players I could say I want to see leave. Pereira I think needs to show some more consistency. I'm not gonna write him off yet because he's still young. I could see Jesse leave to be honest with you.
Oh really?
I know he's a Manc. Yeah, but I think if Jesse wasn't a Mancunian, he would have been out of. I think he would have been out of. He would have been on the chopping block because he's been poor for a while now.
Yeah, he's not scored for over a year in the league.
Yeah. I just think that there's this, emotional attachment to him because he came through the system. But he doesn't do anything for me, man. I'm being honest with you.
Simba, I'm going to let you go, mate. I can see someone wants attention in the background. Go and enjoy the Manchester United win.
Thank you.
See you, man. Right, we've got one more caller before we wrap things up, and that is Sol. How you doing, Sol, mate?
Right,
you
Sol.
okay?
You right, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Right, it's your final caller. Are you going to be the best caller we've had on the show so far?
I am. I just wanted to say, Ollie's obviously done very well with the signings, but he's also improved some of the players already at the club. You know, he's improved Fred, he's improved McTominay, and he's improved players like Marcus and Tony. He's actually done a very good job, not just of bringing in new players, but improving the ones we've already got. And that shows a good manager.
Yeah, it does.
It takes time. It does take time. It does take time. And you will have bad days like Watford, and you'll have good days like City. But we've got to stick by this manager, because there's not many like him who understand this football club. There's not many who get it, and Ollie does get it, and we've got to stick by him.
January's looking like a bit more positive now with 2 back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
Arsenal next, though. What are you saying?
Well, we should have this. Look, we have the ability to beat them, right? They're not very good. I think we are quite good on the break. We should be able to beat them. We're going to be able to break them down, okay? We're going to be able to keep the ball when we need to, and we should be able to beat them with Marcus and Tony and Graham, and probably Mason as well, coming as well in that game. So we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. We just got to play to our best ability, and we'll be fine.
Who's your player of the season so far? If there's a player that's standing out for you, that's doing really well for United, you know, when the awards come, because we're halfway through the season, is it Marcus Rashford?
Yeah, he's got 16 already, I think, and he's just been absolutely brilliant. He went from, you know, someone who was obviously a very good player, but a young player, and he's developed his game, and now he's starting to look like the real deal. It's got to be Marcus, and Ollie's done brilliantly with him.
Yeah, and he's scoring all sorts of different goals as well. That header against Newcastle, and he's scoring goals that are creating out of nothing. Him and Martial.
Yeah, Martial's brilliant as well. I love Tony. He's just helped Marcus so much as well on the break. They complement each other so well, and they do such a good job for each other. And I think they're just both brilliant for us, and I think we need to get the best out of them, and we're doing that at the moment.
Sol, it's been perfect to speak to you, mate.
One, Sol.
You've been a wonderful last caller, and we brought up a question there that I'm going to throw at you, Arkid. And if you want to just answer it in the comments, and I'll read some of them out. Your player of the season so far, so halfway through the season, obviously heading to January, the transfer window, etc., etc. Who would you stick down as your player of the season so far? What are you going to go with, Dave?
In terms of consistency, this week in, week out, it's been impressive. Has been Aaron Wan-Bissaka, probably my favourite player.
Yes.
Because he's just coming in, they had no pressure at all about coming to a big club, and then people have called about his crossing and his going forward and stuff, and he proved negative people about that against Newcastle, and also about most improved player, Fred, I'll go for.
Yeah, he is. He's winning it, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's coming back. He's doing something pretty special. Wan-Bissaka brings up a good point, because it's true. He's coming to the squad. He's still a young player going to United, and he's putting in good, consistent performances week in, week out, and you know, hopefully a star in the future. But the strikers, the one thing I'm enjoying at the minute is that they're scoring goals.
Yeah,
I've always said even since Wayne Rooney, I said this. I watched Wayne Rooney sit down with Gary Neville recently. It's on Sky. I recommend you check it out. And he was just talking about, Wayne Rooney was talking about who's his favourite strikers to play against, and he was just mentioning the likes of Berbatov and Tevez and Ronaldo, and these players that would bag the goals, and that's maybe what we've been missing in a way. You know, obviously Rashford getting more goals in this season than he did last season.
Yeah.
That's what I've been very happy to see, is the positive mentality of the boys, putting the ball in the back of the net. I'm just having a look here at some of them. You got Carey says McTominay and Rashford. You've got another one here. Let me get these down. You get one life. That's always Fred /Tony /Wan-Bissaka. There's a couple of ones here saying Steve says it's got to be Luke Shaw, but I think he's having a laugh with us.
Saturday night drinking.
Yeah, Saturday night drinking, and there's so many more. Let us know who you think is that player of the season so far. So we are going to wrap things up now, but Arsenal is next.
Yeah, I think we'll do him. I think they're there for. I think one of the callers said that they're there for the taking. Arteta's got a massive job. I think if anyone thought Ollie had a job in his hands taken over from the United that Jose left, I think the one that Arsenal, Arteta's job's even bigger at Arsenal. So you hope we go there with Pogba fit. I think Greenwood might start, fresh legs, and we like playing open football. So I'm going for a nice 3-1.
Yes. Matt Lewis says Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Fred and McTominay. It's nice that there's a couple of names floating about in a positive way.
Yeah.
Last year, Luke Shaw... Was it Luke Shaw? No.
Luke Shaw sort of sheepishly won player of the year.
And before that, it was 4 years on the bounce for David De Gea.
Yep.
So it's nice to see that a lot of the United fans here, Marky says Wan-Bissaka or Fred. There's a lot of different names floating about, and it's not in a scraping the bottom of the barrel sort of way.
I think the thing is that we've had players have individual games of brilliance, like Marcus has shown one game where Martial and Wan-Bissaka has been consistent, or McTominay. It's what we need now is all them players playing collectively, like I did today. I think one of the callers was summed up perfectly and said it was a resilient performance that we did today. We need more of that.
Listen, please hit the like button for us. We're going to go now, but it's been mint to speak to you. We had loads of callers on from around the world. If you don't know, we do this after every single United game. We have you on talking about United and what you've just seen. That's our kid. My name is Joe McGrath. Go follow, find us on Twitter. I'm sure we'll be retweeted by Full Time Devils. I want to thank you as well for being so wonderful. And the call levels are, these callers are better than us.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like you, Danny on there, who's passionate. You had Saul and all that. Places from around the world as well. They're putting us out of the job, aren't they?
It was nice. Simba coming back on from New York and him saying that, because I remember him thinking after the Watford game and he was very vocal about saying, "I want Ollie out," and then it came back on was a man about it and said that he's back on the fence.
He's back on the fence.
Yeah. On behalf of Full Time Devils, man, have a great 2020, and we'll be seeing you after the Arsenal game.
See you next year. Right, some funky music. Go and subscribe to Full Time Devils. We'll see you in a bit.